In a world where cars are in categories and segments, the thing about it is that the segments become very defined. So how do you make your car different within a segment? Well, Toyota have certainly tried with a little Agya. You just look at this cheeky face over here. The front spoiler, the aggressive almost front spoiler over here. The very unusual headlights. That are really very neat. Projector LED headlights as well in the front, which is an interesting feature. Space for fog lights, although they haven't got them. But notice the creases, the sharp lines, the angles that they've really emphasized on the front end of the car to make what is essentially a small hatch definitely look very different from the front. You come around over here, it becomes more what you expect from the segment. Very neat 14-inch black mag wheels over there. They look the part. They're very nice, very neat. You come across to the back over here. Being a nice four-door, the doors are open nice and wide. And you look at the space in the back over here, I must say, quite impressive. And when I jump in, you'll see seats are more or less set for myself. Tombstone headrest effect on the front seats. And check out the headroom in the back. Considering it is a little car, lots of headroom for me, even with my hat on, and I certainly can't complain about the legroom in the back either. So well done on that, Toyota. And then another big extra is 2 Isofix fittings in the back seat as well. So good stuff there. It is appreciated by the kind of market that's going to want this car. The feature as you come around towards the back, standard, this roof spoiler over here, again makes it look like a lot more than it is, I'm going to say. And then, I said to you about the lights in the front. Check out the tail lights with the L effect, or I'm not sure if it is an L specifically, but that effect over there. And then down over here as well, the indicators right down at the bottom with a black around. And even the diffuser effect at the rear on a little car like this. I call it fun. I think it's very, very interesting. You pop open the boot, and the first thing you notice is, obviously it's a small boot in the range of 200 litres. It's little, quite a low loading lip over here. You can see you've got quite a high lip to load parcels and goods over, but you lift it up, and you've got a full-size spare wheel in the back as well, which, once again, I always comment, is a good thing on South African roads. So you pop that down, close it over there, rear wiper is standard as well. And I can tell you now, the Agya is powered by a little 1 litre 3-cylinder petrol engine, puts out 49 kilowatts, 89 newton meters of torque. But remember, it's only carrying around 835 kilos. So it's not bad at all in the power to weight ratios. Now let's see what the driver would think. Jumping in behind the wheel, you can see very, very basic instrumentation, but really in the segment, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Rev counter, speedo, and over here, of course, you've got your trip computer. Look at that figure over there. 16.2 kilometers per litre, which translates to just about 6.2 litres per 100. Got no complaints about that. You can press the button for different readings, for example. Range of 229 kilometers. I've done about 250 or more on this test, and take into account there's only a 33 litre fuel tank on this car. Eco on, it says, and you carry on and you'll see. So you look at these figures and you will get the impression, I'm quite sure, very quickly, that this is an economical little car. But now a couple of features that I think are quite standout in this category is, check here, push button stop start, and press button on the key fob to unlock the doors. Nice one. Electric mirror adjustment, electric windows all round with auto one touch down for the driver. So good again over there, Toyota. Over here, okay, I'm going to call it one of my picky points. I've got to do that to lock all the doors. There is no auto lock on pull off. I think I can live with it. Then down next to the driver's seat, but unfortunately I can't get there, you can see it now, is you'll see release levers for the boot and the petrol tank. That's all very well, but I discovered, Toyota, you can only open the boot from inside the car. You can't use the key or anything like that because there isn't a key as such. So I'm not entirely convinced with that one. I just think it would be useful to actually be able to open the boot from outside as well. Anyway, just one of my points. Steering wheel nice to hold, etc. But notice not a single button on the steering wheel. Well, some of the competitors are the same. It's not a problem there at all. 2 airbags on the car, no driver's and passenger airbag over there. ABS brakes, of course, fitting into the category EBD as well. You come across over here to the center now. And as standard, of course, you get this nice stack over here. You get the air conditioning, which is standard on the car. But the radio infotainment system is not standard. Interesting decision Toyota have made in today's world and in today's market. It is 4,000 Rand for this unit to be fitted. Personally, I reckon very, very few cars will ever leave the showroom without it. But that's my opinion. Let's see if I'm right or wrong. But the aircon is effective. You come down over here, little hidey hole over here, possibly for your cell phone, which I thought was quite useful. And then you've got your 5-speed manual gearbox. Obviously, typically of the segment of the market, it's light, it's easy, it's snick, it just is a very easy car to drive. Whether you want to travel in traffic or take it on a little cruise and take it through a couple of bends or whatever. Look, obviously you've got to accept the power, etc. But it certainly handles the road very nicely and just generally behaves very well on the road. Old-fashioned manual handbrake. Oh well, shame, not a problem there. And of course you've got tons and tons of room in the back, as I showed you just now, with this very neat and interesting looking cloth upholstery, I thought. The car handles nicely, as I've just mentioned. I took it on a couple of runs. I even took it through to my Hartbeer Sport run, and I've got no complaints. Yes, obviously with a 3-cylinder, you use the revs a little bit if you want a bit of go in it. But it's not lacking. It keeps up with the traffic. It can cruise at 120, no problem at all. And I've got that kind of fuel economy. So these are features you really do consider to be important. 33-litre fuel tank I thought would be too small. Quite honestly, you can see it's more than adequate for general driving and overall driving. So it's little things like that that sometimes you almost have an opinion and you find it was unnecessary, to be quite honest. It's interesting, I said about categories and niches and segments in the beginning of the video, and I find it interesting that this is the smallest car Toyota market in South Africa. It is right, can I call it, at the bottom end, but it's not quite at the cheapest. It's certainly not in the cheap and nasty category. At 182,600 with the infotainment unit fitted, I think it's competitive. Of course, its biggest competitor I would categorize being the Peugeot 108. But that's just one car. There are many others. But as I said, it does give an upmarket feel to it. Yeah, everything is plastic, we know that. But it's put together in typical Toyota fashion. Not a squeak, not a rattle, nothing like that from the car. It also does come with a 2-service, 20,000 kilometer service plan as standard. So these are factors you always have to take into account when you're looking to buy. And if you're tired of shifting gears, there is an auto option as well. Add 14,000 Rand to the price. Interesting as well if you're going to limit your driving to town driving. Overall, cute and fun, entertaining drive, very price competitive as far as I'm concerned, and of course it is a Toyota. For Motor Matters, I'm Eleanor, and I'll see you next time.